What if I told you that by moving just one exit down the Beltway, crossing one major road, or expanding your home search by a 10-minute radius, you might find a similar house for $100,000, $200,000, or even several $100,000 less money? That's the reality of Northern Virginia real estate. Everyone knows the famous Northern Virginia neighborhoods: Old Town Alexandria, McLean, Vienna, Clarendon, Delray. These are some of the first places that buyers hear about when they begin researching Northern Virginia. And these areas are popular for very good reasons. However, that popularity often comes with a substantial price premium. The biggest mistake many buyers make is assuming they're shopping for a city when they should really be shopping for a lifestyle. People type McLean into a search portal, or Vienna, or North Arlington. Then they wonder why every home seems expensive, highly competitive, or smaller than they had expected. Northern Virginia doesn't always work neatly by city name. Sometimes two neighborhoods separated by only a couple of miles can have dramatically different prices. Sometimes the less famous neighborhood has larger lots, more parking, and offers an easier commute. Sometimes the more expensive location really is worth the premium. The key is understanding what you're actually paying for and whether those features will meaningfully improve your daily life. Today, I'm showing you some of Northern Virginia's hidden value plays, specific neighborhoods, housing styles, and overlooked communities where buyers may find more house, more land, or lower monthly payment without dramatically changing their day-to-day lives. Some of these opportunities are hiding just one neighborhood away from the places everyone already knows, and some are overlooked by buyers who have been searching Northern Virginia for months. Let's jump right in. Before we get into specific neighborhoods, let's define what I mean by a value play. A value play does not necessarily mean cheap. Northern Virginia is an expensive housing market. A $1 million home can still be of value if comparable homes a few miles away cost $1.3 million. A $600,000 condo can still be a great value if a similar property closer to a better-known metro station costs $800,000. Value is relative. It means you're receiving something meaningful in exchange for your money. That might be more square footage, a larger lot, an additional bedroom, a garage, better parking, a shorter commute, lower taxes, more privacy, better access to parks, or simply a lower monthly payment. The goal is not always to buy the least expensive home. The goal is to avoid paying for features, prestige, or branding that may not improve your actual life. Northern Virginia has what I call the prestige tax. Certain names carry weight. As I mentioned, McLean, Vienna, Delray, North Arlington. These are desirable communities with strong identities, and many have proven resale demand. Sometimes, though, you're paying for the name almost as much as you're paying for the house. The important question is, how much of that premium improves your daily life? If you walk to restaurants several nights a week, paying more for Delray or Clarendon may make perfect sense. If you work in Tysons and want a short commute, McLean may justify the premium. But if you mostly work from home, drive to all your activities, and want a larger yard, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars more for a prestigious address may not provide much practical benefit. The trick is finding a neighborhood that gives you 80% or 90% of the lifestyle that you want at a significantly lower cost. That's where the real value may be hiding. Delray is one of the most recognizable neighborhoods in Alexandria. It's walkable, it's charming, it has independent restaurants, coffee shops, community events galore, and a strong neighborhood identity. But that popularity comes at a price. Many buyers become so focused on Delray without exploring the other parts of Alexandria. One alternative is Alexandria's West End. Now, the West End isn't just one neighborhood. It's a large and diverse part of the city of Alexandria with many different housing styles. You can find older brick townhomes, garden-style condominiums, lots of high-rise condos, newer townhome communities, some single-family neighborhoods, and planned communities like Cameron Station. Areas around Seminary Road, Duke Street, Landmark, and Van Dorn can offer substantially more square footage for the same budget. Now, you may give up the ability to walk to Mount Vernon Avenue and Delray. However, in exchange, what you might gain: a garage, a larger home, an additional bedroom, more storage, easier parking, community amenities, or possibly newer construction. Value isn't just about price. It's about what you're receiving for that price. And with the ongoing redevelopment around Landmark and the West End of Alexandria, parts of the West End may also become much more attractive over time. For buyers who need more space but want to remain inside the city of Alexandria, the West End is an area that deserves a closer look. Burke has earned its reputation. Strong schools, stable neighborhoods, mature trees, parks, trails, and a very strong suburban community feel. However, buyers sometimes get so focused on Burke that they don't explore nearby North Springfield. North Springfield offers many of the characteristics people say they want from Burke. Established neighborhoods, tree-lined streets, traditional single-family homes, split levels, ramblers, colonials, and homes built during a similar period of time. Many properties have usable yards and established landscaping. And you also have convenient access to the Beltway, Braddock Road, and major employment centers. Depending on the exact location, the commute may be very competitive with areas farther west. The homes aren't all updated. Some still have older kitchens, original bathrooms, smaller closets, or floor plans that reflect the era in which they were built. But those same characteristics can create opportunity. A buyer willing to make gradual improvements may purchase more land and more house than they expected. And unlike paying a premium for someone else's renovation choices, you may have the ability to improve the home according to your own wants and needs. Some buyers become so focused on getting a Burke address that they never explore what's available one exit away. Yet, when they're sitting in the backyard, hosting Thanksgiving dinner, walking the neighborhood, or commuting to work, that difference may feel surprisingly small. This next one creates confusion for many buyers. The phrase Falls Church can mean very different things. There's the independent city of Falls Church, and there are large portions of Fairfax County with Falls Church mailing addresses. The city of Falls Church has its own government and its own services, its own school system, its own tax structure, and a highly recognizable community identity. Homes inside the city of Falls Church can command a substantial premium. Now, buyers who expand their search into nearby Fairfax County may find very different opportunities. Areas around Sleepy Hollow, Seven Corners, Lake Barcroft, Bailey's Crossroads, and portions of Route 50 can offer larger lots and lower prices than many buyers expect. The housing stock is also more diverse. And here's one of the hidden financial considerations that many people miss. A major part of this value play may not be just the purchase price. It's also understanding the tax structure. If you have a Falls Church mailing address, but the property is located in Fairfax County, you're generally paying Fairfax County real estate taxes instead of City of Falls Church real estate taxes. Buyers should always verify the current tax rates and the exact jurisdiction of a property. You remain close to Arlington, close to Tyson's, and close to DC without paying every premium associated with the independent city of Falls Church. The trade-offs are real. Some areas have busier roads. Some commercial corridors are older. Walkability varies dramatically, and school assignments can change from one neighborhood to another. But buyers who dismiss the entire area because it is not inside the city of Falls Church may overlook some surprisingly attractive, close-in neighborhood. North Arlington receives a tremendous amount of attention. Clarendon, Ballston, Virginia Square, Courthouse, Lyon Village, Cherrydale, these are all highly desirable locations, and much of that attention is deserved. Many buyers become so focused on North Arlington, they never seriously explore South Arlington. Neighborhoods like Alcova Heights, Douglas Park, Columbia Forest, Claremont, parts of Arlington Forest may offer substantial savings compared with some better-known North Arlington communities. South Arlington isn't one type of neighborhood. The commute difference may be only a few minutes. Access to DC may still be excellent. Depending on the neighborhood, you may be close to Columbia Pike, Burlington, Crystal City, Pentagon City, National Landing, or major commuter routes. And in some cases, the housing stock may feel surprisingly similar. Yet the price difference can be dramatic. I've seen buyers save several $100,000 simply by expanding their Arlington search. They didn't leave Arlington. They didn't move an hour further away. They simply stopped treating one part of the county as the only acceptable option. Now, I'm not saying that these areas are identical. You may trade a more polished commercial corridor for one that's still evolving. You may have less direct metro access. But at the end of the day, is a prestigious zip code Worth an extra $2,000 per month on your mortgage? For some buyers, absolutely. For many others, the answer is no. The important thing is making that decision intentionally instead of assuming the more expensive location is automatically better. Vienna is one of the strongest brand locations in Northern Virginia real estate. It has a walkable downtown, excellent community amenities, strong schools, and consistent buyer demand, plus a reputation that supports resale value. Now, Annandale is often flying under the radar. Many buyers know Annandale primarily through its commercial areas. They drive along Little River Turnpike and assume they've seen the entire community, but they haven't. Once you move into the residential neighborhoods of Annandale, the character can change dramatically. You may find quiet streets, large wooded lots, brick ramblers, split-level homes, traditional colonials, and established neighborhoods with mature landscaping. Many Annandale locations offer excellent access to the Beltway, convenient routes to Tysons, reasonable access to Arlington and DC, and substantially more house or land than the same budget might purchase in Vienna. Doesn't have the same cohesive downtown identity, and the housing can vary considerably from one street to another. Value buyers aren't necessarily purchasing prestige, they're purchasing a lifestyle. If your priorities are a larger yard, a home office, additional bedrooms, convenient regional access, Annandale may provide a compelling alternative. And one of Annandale's underrated strengths is its food scene. The area has an incredible variety of international restaurants and local businesses. That's something that might not appear in a real estate search filter, but it absolutely affects your quality of life. Many buyers searching for metro access automatically focus on Roslyn, Courthouse, Clarendon, Virginia Square, and Ballston. All fantastic locations. You've got restaurants, nightlife, walkability, metro access, bike trails, convenient routes into DC. But you're paying for all those benefits. The question is whether you need all of them. Some buyers say they want to be near metro. However, when we explore how they actually live, they may only use metro once or twice per week, or even less. They may work remotely. They may spend most weekends outside the urban core. In those situations, paying the full Roslyn-Ballston premium may not make sense. Perhaps consider alternatives like Park Fairfax, Shirlington area condos, Skyline, Alexandria West End's condo communities, condos near Van Dorn Street, and communities with convenient bus access to metro. These areas are not identical. Some aren't directly walkable to a rail station, but they may provide surprisingly practical commutes at a much lower purchase price. And the housing styles can be very different. In Park Fairfax, you may find historic garden-style buildings surrounded by mature landscaping. Near Shirlington, you may find townhome-style condos or communities near restaurants, trails, and entertainment. In the West End, you'll find larger high-rise units with balconies, amenities, and more interior space than many new urban condos. For first-time buyers, downsizers, and value-conscious professionals, these communities deserve much more attention. The real question isn't, can I walk to metro? The better question might actually be, how often will I use metro, and how much am I willing to pay for that convenience? Now, this next value play is aimed at luxury buyers. Many people moving into McLean immediately search for new construction. They want high ceilings, open kitchens, large islands, luxury primary suites, home offices, modern finishes, and new systems. However, the problem is that many other buyers want the exact same thing. That competition can create an enormous premium. Sometimes the better value is an older, well-maintained home on a premium lot. You might find a traditional colonial, a mid-century home, a property with an older renovation, or a home that's cosmetically dated but structurally solid. Kitchen might not be perfect, the bathrooms may need some serious updating, and the floor plan may not be completely open. However, you're still purchasing a larger lot, mature trees, an established neighborhood, a quieter street, better privacy, or a location that would be extremely difficult to reproduce today. You may avoid paying a seven-figure premium for new construction while still enjoying the same schools, location, and prestige. And in places like McLean, the land often becomes one of the most valuable assets over time. Not necessarily the newest countertops, not the trendiest light fixtures, and not the backsplash that may look dated 10 years from now. Luxury buyers sometimes focus so heavily on finishes that they underappreciate the value of location and land. Those are the things you can't easily renovate later. Sometimes the hidden value isn't a neighborhood. It's a housing style. Certain types of homes attract more competition. Turnkey colonials, open concept renovations, new construction, large kitchen islands, modern luxury finishes. Buyers willing to consider less fashionable housing styles may find better opportunities. These might include a well-maintained split level, a brick rambler, a Cape Cod with some expansion potential, a townhouse with an older interior, or a condo in a building with larger floor plans. Perhaps a home that needs cosmetic improvements but has strong fundamentals. Older condos might not have a rooftop lounge, but it might have twice the square footage of a newer unit at the same price. Sometimes buyers find value when they stop shopping for the home that looks best online and start shopping for the home that works best in real life. The best opportunities in Northern Virginia usually aren't hidden in another county. They're often one neighborhood away from where everyone else is looking. One exit further, one major road over, one metro stop away, or inside a housing style that other buyers are just ignoring. The biggest mistake buyers make is shopping by reputation. The smartest buyers shop by lifestyle, focusing on the commute, the house, the monthly payment, the schools, the parks, the restaurants, the amount of space, the yard, and the things they'll actually experience every single day, not simply the name printed on a mailing address. The next time you're searching online, don't just type in McLean, Vienna, North Arlington, or Falls Church. Draw a circle around your office. Draw a circle around the people you visit regularly. Draw a circle around your favorite weekend activities. Then ask yourself, where can I live that gives me access to these things without paying for features or prestige I may not actually use? You might discover your dream home is sitting in a neighborhood you've never even heard of, or inside a housing style that you previously ignored. That's where some of Northern Virginia's best value may still exist. And finding those opportunities is one of the biggest advantages of working with someone who understands how these neighborhoods connect, not just where the city boundaries are. If you're planning a move and want help identifying the neighborhoods that fit your budget, commute, and lifestyle goals, reach out to me at the Block Real Estate Group. I'm Brian Block. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.